a Danish singer and songwriter currently living in Copenhagen, has released 4 studio albums with the band Moi Caprice, as well as a collection of singles and alternative versions. Well known with the second solo project named A Month of Unrequited Love, received a Danish Music Award as Innovator of the Year due to the visionary nature of this project in November 2011. Michael Moller. Hello, and it is our pleasure to see you again at 8:30 p.m. on NETVIET VTC 10. Let's say hello to the guest that we invited at our guest today. Hello, Michael Muller, and thank you so much for taking your time and joining our talk show today.
You're welcome.
So I know that this is not your first time arrived in Vietnam, so could you share with us about your experience in this country?
I went it the first time in 2007 with a band, and we played a few concerts here in Hanoi and in Buon Ma Thuột, actually, so it was really fun to see that. There were not many tourists there, so we were the only Western people, which was a really big experience. And then I got to know Ming and Chi Ming, and he invited me back for other things, so I started working. I worked with Quoc Chung, I worked with a drummer called Huy, and made a big thing here for the 1,000 year celebration of Hanoi with another Danish composer, and now I'm here for the 5th time. So I've been in Hanoi in a total of 3-4 months. So I know the city really well by now. In the beginning, of course, you only stayed by Huan Kien, and now I've been here a lot of times, and I really love Hanoi. I love many areas of Hanoi, and I discover new things every time I'm here.
So Hanoi have something for you to develop your career?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's fun to work with a different kind of culture. I don't know if it develops my career. It's a funny sidetrack of my career. It's a funny different thing to go here. And of course it's fun to work with Vietnamese artists. It gives you something completely different. Working with Vietnamese instruments as well. I mean, the Dan Chang, the Dam Tableau, we don't have anything like that in Europe. So for me it's very interesting to work with these instruments simply. That very, very inspiring. I used them on my last album. I had some Dam Tableau on my album released in Denmark.
So you try to play somehow those traditional instruments of Vietnam?
I try, but I'm not very good. I bought a Dan Chang. I have a Dan Chang in Copenhagen, but I don't play it very well. I would like to buy a Dam Tableau, but yeah, I don't know I think it's going to take a long time for me to learn it. But maybe I'll learn it.
So what about the festival, the Hanoi South Step Festival? What do you think about this special festival?
I really like it, and I really think it's a good idea. I mean, it doesn't seem that there are that much of that kind of music in Hanoi, of this very modern, maybe more Western music in a way. And I think it's really good that Chi Ming, I mean, I know it's not easy making a festival for more abstract, more experimental music, but I think it's really good that you get these things, that a city has more and more variation and more things. It's happened in Copenhagen the last 15 years. We had more and more festivals and more different things, and it makes the city a greater place. You get more options, and everyone has more things they can do and see, and therefore I think it's just a really good idea. I was here 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed it a lot for the Hanoi Sound Stuff Festival.
In cooperation with international musicians, in 2008, Chi Ming started to organize a festival for electronic and experimental music and art. The Hanoi Sound Stuff Festival can be considered the first event to promote electronic music and art in Vietnam. Last year, 2011, there were 13 international artists and 8 leading ones of Vietnam took part in this event. The Hanoi Sound Stuff Festival 2012 will mark the 5th anniversary of this event, will be organized April the 13th and 14th. All the artists are finishing their final preparation for this special event. So what about the differences and the specialty of this festival in comparison with others that you have ever participated?
Oh, there's a big difference. There's so many festivals. It's not that far from some of the Copenhagen festivals where it's more electronic music. Apart from it's more Asian people coming, of course, that's different. But yeah, it's not that different. It could easily be in Copenhagen, this festival, in a way. I think here you have some really great locations where you can do these things, old buildings that are really unique for this kind of thing.
So this year, the artists that will participate in the Hanoi South Festival will also take part in the Huế Festival, and you too. So what do you think?
I've never seen Huế, so I really look forward to seeing it. I've been a lot of places in Vietnam, and we went to Hoi An and wanted to go to Huế, but one in our group got sick and we couldn't make it. So, I mean, for me, it's hard to really. It's always hard to think about a concert when you don't even know what the stage looks like or anything. It's hard to vision in your head. So I think I'm going to think about the concert when I get there. And right now, I'm just looking forward to see Huế. I know it should be so beautiful. So for me, it's an excuse to go and see Huế finally.
Apart from the professional music activity, this festival have different kind of social activity, like your visit to the center for the disabled children. So what do you think about those social activities?
I think it's a really good idea. And I think it's good that these festivals, and we had the other day a big star like Thanh Lam spends time and to show the Vietnamese people that, hey, there's this other side. And I just think it's a good idea in general.
In 2012, apart from professional activities and performances, the Hanoi South Star Festival will support the Morning Star Center MSC, a school for disabled children. The Hanoi South Star Festival will support the MSC by raising funds to cover the school fees for poor and disabled children to attend the MSC, and by giving the students new experiences with music by organizing a music afternoon in the center with Danish artist Michael Moller, and inviting some of the students to participate in the performance in April the 13th.
Hôm nay đến thăm và để thăm các cháu, và ngày 13 tháng 4 thì sẽ có một cái buổi biểu diễn để mà gây cái quỹ học bổng cho các cháu. Thì tôi rất là mong sẽ đóng góp được một phần nào đó sự chia sẻ của mình với trường Sao Mai.
It's very moving. Of course, it's very different for me because people are from a different country. A lot of them don't speak. But of course, it's hard not to get affected. It's hard to see children that have problems that cannot speak. But at least it's also kind of nice to see you have so many smiling faces. And I mean, like these guys singing here, they smile and they look happy, and that's at least, yeah, moving.
So do you still remember the song that you taught the children at the Morning Star Center?
Yeah, of course.
So can you share with us more about this song?
It's actually a song, it's the first song Ming and I made together. It's actually the one that kind of created this project. I was here 1.5 years ago, and we were supposed to play at a fashion show I couldn't make the fashion show anyway, but we made the song for it. And I remember that I had to go away, and it was my 4th time here, and you get to care a lot for these people, and you can make good friends, and suddenly you have to say goodbye, and you have to say goodbye to this city that you really like. And then Ming had sent me a track, and I had to write some lyrics and find a melody. And then the lyrics just kind of came from this feeling of being a bit sad by saying goodbye, that this weird feeling that cities and the people in these cities suddenly mean a lot to you, and suddenly you have to leave this city. The city keeps on going, the motos keep on running, and the buncha shops keep on being there, where you've been just a week ago, but you leave it all. And it was basically just this experience, this weird feeling of being somewhere and being in the middle of Hanoi, knowing how everything works when the shops open and when things happen there, and suddenly you're away from it. You still know it's there, but you're not part of it anymore. So it came from this feeling that it's hard to say goodbye, actually, especially when you don't know if you'll see each other again. It's such a big difference that if I'm not invited back to Vietnam, maybe I won't see these people again. And that's, of course, really sad, and that's why it has this title, A World Without Goodbye.
So that means Hanoi or Vietnam and the festival, the Hanoi South Stuff Festival, has a kind of inspiration for you.
Yeah. I mean, this was more just Hanoi in some way, giving me inspiration to write about this goodbye scene. I mean, I worked a lot in Europe, but in Europe it's so easy to get around. But of course with Vietnam it's a lot harder. There's no safety that I'll come back again and again, and therefore goodbye every time is really hard. And I think it inspired me in many ways, because you work differently here and you work with different instruments, and of course that also always triggers new responses in some way, new melodies, new ways of thinking about music. So I think, of course, it really inspired me, being here, working with locals, working with different instruments, working in a different culture.
So in the future, what will be your plan with this special country, Vietnam?
I don't know yet. I hope to be back. I wish I could move here sometimes, but I'm in many ways just bound to where I'm from in Europe, in Copenhagen and Berlin, where I live. And right now I cannot leave those cities. That's where I work, that's where I get my money. But I at least hope to come back again and again and keep on working with some of these people, keep on seeing new areas of Vietnam and Hanoi, of course.
So a lot of audience of Vietnam may not have the chance to take part in the festival. So on this occasion, can you give to them a special music, a piece of music as a present for all the TV viewers of Sharing Vietnam?
Oh,
What did you choose?
That's hard. The special music. That's really hard. Singing on live camera.
Mm-hmm.
I can sing one line. I'm dreaming of a world without goodbye. Short, but it's hard without any instruments. I get shy.
Once again, thank you so much for taking your time and joining our talk show today. And we wish the Hanoi South Stuff Festival this year will be great success.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for your watching today, and we hope to see you next time at 8:30 p.m. on NETVIET VTC 10.
Xin được cảm ơn nghệ sĩ Michael Mauler và biên tập viên Minh Ngân qua cuộc trò chuyện hết sức thú vị vừa rồi. Còn bây giờ xin mời quý vị cùng gặp lại biên tập viên Nguyễn Tùng để cùng đến với câu chuyện hội nhập ngày hôm nay.
Cảm ơn Huệ Chi. Thưa quý vị và các bạn, trong xu hướng hội nhập ngày càng sâu rộng, vừa là áp lực song cũng mở ra những cơ hội cho ngành giáo dục Việt Nam, và một trong những cơ hội lớn nhất là có thể tiếp cận với giáo trình, công nghệ dạy học và phương pháp giảng dạy tiên tiến của thế giới. Đây là hướng đi được nhiều cơ sở giao dịch Việt Nam đẩy mạnh, nâng cao chất lượng giáo dục.